We're not going to cry. We're going to celebrate the life and times of one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time, and obviously one of my best friends for my entire lifetime. Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. And just as FYI, do you know how many times I've wanted to say, use this line that was built in for Hot Rod?
What's that?
Like, he'd be sitting next to me, and I would say to the girls, because Roddy didn't want to get in trouble, I'd say, just, how much Rod can you take, honey? Sometimes that worked, sometimes it didn't, but it was standard. It's not a line I drop with the flight attendants anymore. In the 80s it worked,
Sure.
How much a Rod can you take, baby? It's not for me, it's for my friend Roddy here. So that was the opening line. He had the T-shirt that said Hot Rod. I wish I'd have thought of that. I'd have got a lot of mileage out of that.
Well, you did have the old shirt back in the day that said... what did it say? It was the one that Charlotte's shirt is inspired by. Back
Do it
in
with
the
Flair?
Do it with Flair.
Do it with Flair is very generic to Hot Rod. You have to admit, which has more weight there, okay?
No, I like that.
Even Space Mountain is something you have to picture. A hot rod is right in front of you.
Okay.
Or it can be. Anyway, Roddy Piper, the greatest of all time, the most funny guy. I inducted him in the Hall of Fame. And I swear to God, if you look at the two of them, and look at some of the movies, I said during my induction ceremony that Jim, help me out here, Carrey.
Oh, yeah, Jim Carrey. Yeah,
Jim Carrey studied Roddy Piper to be who he is. I mean, if you look at Jim Carrey in some of those movies, that's hot Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Same energy, same charisma. I mean, and Roddy could be just that crazy. I know if you didn't see Roddy in the 80s, you really didn't get to see him at his prime.
Right.
But in that same energy, and I know that some of it wasn't natural. Some of it came from GNC.
He was having a good time.
GNC, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Starbucks wasn't around back then, but they did have coffee.
Sure.
But Roddy Piper brought more energy and more action to a scene or to a segment in TV than anybody in the history of our business.
It was can't miss television.
Can't miss. And I'll tell you this, for all that Hulk Hogan brought to the WWE in the 80s, which Hulk brought a lot, he had to have someone to go against.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of guys that were the bad guys or heels, as you guys like to call them now. But the focus of the heel nation was Roddy Piper.
Heels would drive the business.
He drove the business. And the rest of them revolved around him. I'm not saying they weren't good professional wrestlers. The Orndorff was great. Rude was great. Go down the list. But Roddy Piper was the catalyst that drove the machine. And he had to be very successful in a promotion. You have to have a good guy and a bad guy. It was like Steamboat Flair, right?
Right.
Piper was the only guy that could make me a good guy.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That makes
Back
sense,
in the 70s, I mean, Piper was so hot as a bad guy that I had to be the good guy, and I hated it. That's why our matches were never great, because we didn't have chemistry.
Right.
We're both trying to tell each other what to do.
Right.
And he was very stubborn, as was I,